since she was in junior high, and being 9th grade secretary and 10th and 11th grade class president. Haley was born in Moscow and moved to Boise for 4 years, going to Wallace, Idaho for 1st grade, and moving back to Moscow 2nd grade, being here ever since. So please welcome Haley Lewis.
Good evening to family, friends, and graduates. Welcome to not Moscow, but the lovely BC Coliseum. I'm sure you're all pleased that pomp and circumstance didn't last nearly as long here as it would have in the Kibbie Dome, because we are as well. Apparently, my class of 2011 liked me well enough to elect me class speaker, and I accepted the mission. I am honored to carry this task out, and the only slight complaint is I have to face all the lovely people who are here to see us, but I don't get to talk to my peers. So to remedy that, they get to look at this. Yeah. And please excuse any Freudian slips, by the way. Okay, so I was also brainstorming ways to include the other entertainers, speakers, wisdom gurus of our class, and I narrowed it down to 2 options. One is an all-inclusive interpretive dance, and the second one was making a YouTube video montage of us in our natural high school environment. The first would have been fun, but hard to present in a serious manner, and the other required a steady hand and paperwork. So here we are with a podium and a speech. It feels like an eternity since we were first walking into high school 3 years ago, and not knowing if life was about to get a lot easier or a lot harder. I think every classmate has thought at least once, man, I miss elementary school. And I could not agree more. We learned a lot in primary school. Think back to kindergarten and preschool, and remember learning the importance of sharing, but the actual doing was a different story. Or how sad it can be when you're left out, but also how much it means when you get to be included in part of a group. We learned about each other in show and tell, but the listening took a little longer. And we may not remember our first times writing our names, but looking back at like finger paintings, you can see the letters in our name, maybe not in the right order, but they were all there. Like an E with like 5 lines instead of 3, or the circle on the I was as big as the actual line, or the S was like the Nile River or something. But hey, you know, learn from your mistakes. But these were the little things that we learned. Achievements still don't have to be huge to matter to you and make a difference in your day. A couple of years later on, we learned about sexual reproduction. Before that, boys knew girls had cooties, maybe they still do, and girls knew that boys hurt us by snapping our bras. We also learned how to tell time and that a quarter after 1 did not mean 1:25. Thank you, Ms. Gillette, for clearing that up, by the way. In junior high, we learned the importance of deodorant. And at the first few weeks of 7th grade, the first bell to ring of the day was 20 minutes before class started. And that was the best time to beat the crowd and go in and sit down for class.